Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this 59th episode of the Nata PR School podcast. PR and marketing laws, rule number 14, categories. You may have heard it said, if you're not first in your category, create your own. Easier said than done, right? I find this law really fascinating. Why? Because it lets creative entrepreneurs, and we have clients like that are so creative, and it gives them the chance to really find their place in the sun, even if sometimes markets that might look saturated or impenetrable, especially when the giants give the impression of taking up the whole field. It might seem like that sometimes in beauty or sports or anything athletic. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, like how can you create this category? And I want to talk to you about a very special brand that I discovered not so long ago. So let's take, for example, the athletic footwear, those sneakers that seem to be in every closet in the world. I remember in Miami, we went in the design district and there was a new store opening and they were selling running shoes, those athletic shoes, sometimes for thousands and thousands, like 40, 50 and more thousands of dollars. So you have now people who collect these shoes, these athletic shoes. And as you probably know, every major luxury brand now has its signature trainers, its signature shoes, sport shoes. Even the most fashionista of influencers today, they really wear those baskets sometimes with dresses and skirts. I was talking to some friends in my favorite cafe, and we were remembering how it was in the 80s. The 80s are back. It's so strongly. If you're old enough, you would probably remember seeing pictures or, on TV, they were talking about these women going to work and wearing baskets, their running shoes to go to work, because they had to transit or commute for a long time. So sometimes they were coming from the train to the metro and they had to walk for a while before arriving to work, and working with high heels wasn't really the answer. And I remember thinking this was so ugly, not really chic at all. To me, that was like the contrary of style, was wearing running shoes. Well, guess what? After years of having these shoes reinvented, represented by all these amazing luxury brands, we have seen it for so long now that there's good chances that you have seen a few pairs that you start liking, and you even start thinking that it can be beautiful. Isn't that crazy? So even though I'm not a runner, I hate running. As many of you probably have adopted the fashion sneaker to complement my everyday outfits. I even wear them sometimes to go to work, especially when it rains. I think they're so practical. So the basic trend that's putting running shoes in the middle of our closet is more than just a fashion. That's not. It's a trend. Really, it's not just a fashion thing. It's really a deep trend that's there to last, because it's been there already for years, and it's not going to disappear for sure. So it's been around, right, for many years. And personally, I really love what Miu Miu, this, I don't know if you know this brand, you can check it out online. They make beautiful from my point of view, beautiful running shoes for women, fashion, and really like they style it so well. And I really like our client, Vionic. If you don't know that brand, they reinvented themselves. It's very interesting too because they were, before becoming who they are today, because they have like fashion side, they were more, and they were a pediatric brand. So they were creating these shoes for people who had problems with their feet and back. And so they understood, I don't know how many years, but probably more than 5, 6, 7 years, that having a fashion angle, a fashion side to their product, having like this fun design would help themselves way more products, and they did. And I have many of their shoes in my wardrobe, not just because it's a client, because they're so comfortable. But let's go back to the law of categories, because I wanted to draw your attention to this brand today. It's called Unrunning. If you're a runner, you probably know that brand, but I discovered it not so long ago. And they've been winning market shares. Oh my God, it's crazy. Even if we think this category is like taken over by those giants. So how can a new sneaker brand make a place among those giants, right? Nike. In French we say Nike, but it's Nike, Adidas, Reebok, and New Balance. And when you think about these 4 brands, they're so huge now. So you can really easily believe that there's no place for a new running shoe on the market. So this company from Switzerland was founded in 2010, so not so long ago, right? And they really managed quickly to gain 40% of the market share in running shoes in Switzerland, 10% in Germany. And now they're spreading their wings around the world. They are, I think it's more than 50 countries. So the Unrunning brand, they have like millions, tens of millions of faithful customers. And they really become successful by creating its own category. And this is what I love. Like they created these running shoes, making running shoes that give you the feeling of running on clouds. So if you're looking for running shoes that give you this feeling of running on clouds, what are you going to buy? Unrunning. Isn't that fun? So their goal was really to change the perception and the sensation of running. And it's all based on one idea. This is what is so interesting. One idea. And the idea was create a shoe with soft landings followed by explosive takeoffs. And they did such a great job at reinventing the running shoe that someone was wearing those shoes and said, well, it's like running on clouds. And media also, when they tried it, it's the perfect shoe. It makes you feel like you're running on clouds. You might think it's simple, right? But that's what's so fascinating. Because when you think about what their claim, you immediately think about how extremely comfortable these shoes should be. And even if you're like me, you hate running and have never wanted to take up a race, you want to give them a try. I really, honestly, the more I read about this brand, I really want to order a pair. I should. I will and tell you all about it. So what's their recipe for success? Of course, creating their own category, but I found like 6 large reasons why, 6 ingredients of their success recipe. So the first one is the founders. They are a group of, I think they were 3, but one of the founder was a world champion in this crazy race, duathlon, and he was also a winner of many Iron races. So this guy knew a thing or two about comfortable shoes. And he wanted to create a better shoe, something even more comfortable. So he decided to talk to some engineers. So in Swiss, they partnered with someone really technical that was able to listen to what the athletes had to say and combine with engineering. So the first one was the founder. That's the first ingredient of the secret of their success. The second one is really this engineering applied to running. The third one is prizes. They won the Ipso brand new. They wanted the Ipso twice, which is amazing. Ipso is one of the most coveted awards in innovation. So winning international prizes. You can say innovation too. And the fourth is the steady stream of public relations, of course. Number one, founders. They had this athlete that knew one thing or two about running shoes. And number two, engineering applied to running. Number three, they won awards. Number four, PR. And the Wall Street Journal said this. So the Wall Street Journal presents On as a revolutionary running shoe. They had this amazing article in many, many, many major media, newspaper, and magazines. Number five, then they add other champions and actors, celebrities who started wearing those shoes. Even, what's his name? Emmanuel Chivo Lubetsky. I don't know if you know this actor. After his Oscar for Birdman and Gravity, he won a third consecutive Oscar for his role in The Revenant. And imagine that. That's such a great stunt, such a great publicity. Imagine that, especially for an Oscar photo shoot for the magazine Variety. And he was on the cover of Variety. And what was he wearing? And what did he say in the article? I'm wearing my favorite pair of sneakers on clouds. Wow, right? A perfect company. This is number five. Number six was really combining PR and social media, of course, to reach out to all these runners all over the world. So if you look at their platforms, Instagram, Facebook, you'll see how they do that. So voila, I wanted to bring your attention to a brand that was able to create a new category in a crazy busy market, the running shoes. And just to give you some thoughts on how you could probably reinvent your own category. How can you be first, especially in the beauty world? I have some clients who are really doing some fun things. So hopefully these few minutes gave you some good ideas of what you could do to get featured, increase your visibility, tell your story with a different angle too. And of course, increase your sales. So hopefully you've enjoyed it and that you'll be joining me next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.